guys, it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. I don't know why I have a pen in my hand, but apparently it's necessary. So for today's video, also, why do I start every video like that? Saying shit like, today's video. Anywho, where was I going with it? So for today's video, I thought I would talk about a piercing that I haven't talked about yet. And really the only reason why I haven't talked about it is because I've talked about this one, which is a single helix. But for today's video, I thought I'd talk about my double helix. Yeah, my double helix over here. Can you see it? You see that? Yeah. So my double helix piercing didn't give me as many problems as I thought it would, mostly because my single helix one gave me a ton of problems and still could be kind of temperamental after 2 years. So I thought, you know, 2 would just automatically be worse, or for something like, I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. I guess just being close together, done back to back, I just kind of assumed that it would be worse than this. But as I will tell you, it was not. Little backstory on the double helix. I got it done November 26, 2016, so it is over a year old now. I refer to it as one piercing. I mean, when I count my piercings, it's 2. When I say like, I don't say both my piercings, I say my double helix. It was actually a spur of the moment piercing. Most of my piercings have not been spur of the moment. The only one that was my single helix and my first nostril. They were kind of spur of the moment. So was my belly button, but we don't discuss that anymore. So my double helix was kind of a surprise because November 26, 2016, my mom and I were planning to get our dots pierced. Well, we were both still really scared about that. So we ended up chickening it out, but we wanted a piercing. So we were like, well, what else could we do? And so I'm on Pinterest while my mom's driving around and I'm scrolling through looking at pictures and I come across a double helix piercing. And I'm like, dude, that looks awesome. Maybe we could do that. We've already gotten one helix done. Let's do it on the other side and get like a double. My mom was all for it, so we went to our normal piercer and ended up getting it. Obviously, we finally sucked it up and got our dots done, but that's another story that I've already talked about before. So like with any piercing, I always build myself up and make myself think that it's gonna hurt a whole lot worse than it actually does. Again, I assumed this one would hurt just because it was 2 piercings back to back. So did one, like literally 2 minutes in between, did another one. It really wasn't bad. Like, I guess after the first one, my whole ear was just like, fuck this shit, I'm out, and like went numb. So then when the second one happened, it really wasn't that bad at all. The only thing that was actually bad was the fact that, I don't even remember which one was done first. I think it was the top one, if I remember correctly. I think it was the top one. And so, sorry if my ear is red, it's because I'm touching it all over the place right now. And so I think it was the top one. And the only thing that actually hurt was the fact that when my piercer went to do the bottom one, you know, he kind of had to be close to this one. And so it was a little difficult, you know, brand new piercing. You don't want to touch it. Well, it was kind of unavoidable at that point. So that was the only part that actually hurt, was just because of the close proximity. So doable. It was not terrible. Now I will say I did experience a moment with this piercing less than a week after I had it, where I thought for sure I was either gonna have to take the jewelry out or I was just gonna have to cut my ear off. I mean, it was one of the two. Luckily, neither one happened. December 2nd, 2016, which was quite literally like less than a week later. Yeah, less than a week later. My mom and I drove to Hershey, Pennsylvania, where we saw Shinedown and Five Finger Death Punch in concert. Everything was fine. Everything was hunky-dory. It was like a Friday. Drove up, no problem. Like, again, less than a week old. Drove up, no problem. Got there, no problem. Went to the concert, no problem. That night, when we drove from the concert back to our hotel, which was quite literally less than 2 miles away from each other, my ear became so swollen, I thought for sure that it was gonna like pop the jewelry out. I still don't know what happened. Like, I was in such pain that I was like, maybe the loud music like made blood pool in my ear. Logic, there was none at that time. And so I'm sitting there like practically in tears in the hotel bed. My mom's a little tipsy, so she's no help. And I'm sitting there going like, I'm seriously gonna either have to take my jewelry out or I'm gonna have to go downstairs to the Hampton Inn, you know, little dining area and get a plastic knife to cut my ear off. That's what we've come to. Luckily, mom had some ibuprofen, and so I took like 3 of them and managed to fall asleep after much crying because it hurt so bad. And the next morning, fine. Couldn't even tell that it was swollen at any point. I honestly have no idea what caused it. I still don't. I'm gonna chalk it up to the loud music just making my ear go nuts. I don't know. But that's the only incident I have had with it. And I wish I had a picture. I didn't take a picture. I did take a picture, but then I think I deleted it because it grossed me out. But it was so swollen and inflamed and just really red, and you could see that, you know, when something gets swollen, sometimes it gets a little shiny. That's what happened with this. But again, it was less than a week old. I may have accidentally like rolled over and slept on it. I may have hit it. Who knows? Maybe the loud music did do something to it. I have no idea. To this day, I have no idea. I will say it was really gross to clean it because on top of it hurting, and like when something really hurts me, I've talked about this with my tattoos, I get very nauseous. And so I'm sitting there trying to clean it, and it had gunk. It had gunk, lots of gunk. Even after having that incident, it was probably one of the easiest piercings to take care of, and also probably one of the fastest to heal. Like, I don't know if it just got wham bam all done in one fell swoop when it had that, you know, that swelling incident. I honestly have no idea. But it even now, like sometimes it'll still get crusty. It's a little over a year old. Cartilage piercings do that. But it has been a pretty easy one to deal with. This whole ear really has just been an easy one to deal with. Like the conch has been easy to deal with. It's never had any like bumps or anything, never was swollen. One just was swollen, and then this ear is just all sorts of fucked up. Pretty straightforward, all about my piercing. I will say that I think my top hole might be a little crooked, or it just may be the shape of my ear. But when I go to like feel the jewelry in there, it feels like it's at a slight angle. And I don't know if that's just the angle of my ear, like the shape of it, or if it actually is crooked. But either way, it still looks fine, other than the fact that it's super red right now. Sorry about that. But yeah, really and truly, there was nothing to it. I absolutely love it. I've thought about like a triple forward helix, but I don't know. That's like a really sensitive area, and that kind of scares me. But who knows? That also might be a lot of jewelry in one ear. Like I've got, what, 6 in this ear, and I've got 6 in this ear. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I got 6 in each ear, so, right? Yeah, I got 6 in each ear. Wow, never noticed that before. So I may just leave it alone just because it looks cool. But yeah, double helix, no problem. If you have thought about double helix just as something fun, different than just a single helix, I say go for it because I really like mine. You can do a lot with it. But yeah, sorry that I don't have too much information on this one, or like no graphic stories other than it being swollen. Sorry, no pictures. I really should have taken a picture because it was impressive. I mean, it was visibly swollen. Like it was one of those things where if you put your hand next to it, you could feel the heat from it. It was that bad off. I should have taken a picture. I should have kept it. But that's it for this video. If you have any questions about any of my piercings, feel free to leave them in the comments below, unless it's a comment saying how I say piercings. If that's the case, let me just tell you now, it's my dialect, but I have no plans on trying to fix it anytime soon. But again, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, you should give it a big old thumbs up, and you should go on down there and hit that subscribe button because I would very, very much appreciate it. I don't know what that was. And until next time, bye guys. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can know. But you know, I'm still standing, better than ever did, feeling like a little kid.